wants to throw into the end zone, and oh, what a grab! A little magic, a one-handed catch.
Obviously, somebody has to start the game, and we'll make that decision probably at some point in time this week. Whatever pitcher starts the game is necessarily going to pitch 9 innings.
Well, baseball talk. Nick Saban.
Nick Saban's got a quarterback controversy on his hands at Alabama for the first time since 2011. West Virginia right around the corner, coming up on Saturday in week 1. Bonnie Bernstein, Doug Chapman in our Campus Insider studios. And joining us, our trusty Tide insider, Chris Stewart. I want a one-word answer to this question. Blake Sims, Jake Coker. Does Saban know who he wants to go with week 1, but just ain't saying?
Yes.
Who is it and why?
I think it'll be Blake Sims because of the experience factor. He's in his 5th year in Tuscaloosa. Even though he hasn't played a lot, he knows the system. He knows what Nick Saban wants done. Jake Coker is getting there, but he has been in Tuscaloosa less than 6 months. It's going to take a little time. I think he is learning quickly, but Blake Sims is a little bit ahead going into the opener.
Sims may know the system better, but only 39 career attempts at Bama, so it'd be very interesting to see what he's like in live game situations. We know it's a pain for the defense to prepare for 2 quarterbacks, but put me in the mindset of a guy on offense amidst a quarterback controversy.
Basically, do your job. That's got to be your mindset. Come out, do your job. You can't sit around worrying about doing the next guy over. My old coach had a saying, handle your job, don't screw yourself over for your buddy. Now, if these are 2 quarterbacks with 2 contrasting styles, one's strictly a pull it down and run around type of guy, other one's a pocket passer, you know what you're getting into. These guys are similar. Yes, they're a little bit different. Sims is a little more mobile, but they're similar. So it doesn't matter who's under center. They've been practicing with these guys all summer. They're going to trust the coach's decision. Coaches make a ton of money to make these decisions. Everybody else on the field is going to do their job and let the quarterback situation take care of itself.
And regardless of who the quarterback is, really, when you got 2 guys in Henry and TJ Yeldon, who arguably can be 1,000-yard rushers themselves, I mean, really, what are you worried about? Chris, you've been covering Alabama a really long time. How amenable you think Saban is to actually running a 2-quarterback system?
I don't think he wants to run a 2-quarterback system throughout the course of the year. I do think he's patient enough to let this thing play out until there is a clear number 1 guy. He's not going to commit until he knows who it is, but then once he makes that decision, I think he'll stick with it.
4th quarter, what needs to happen to Alabama in order for this game to be close? Because I think a lot of people are looking at this West Virginia game as a blowout. Want answers from both of you. Chris, you start.
I would say that Alabama would have been confused on defense if this is a tight game with the outcome in question going into the last 7-8 minutes, and that there has been more of an issue with whoever is getting the majority of the snaps at quarterback if we still have a tight game late.
Yeah, West Virginia's going to have to channel their inner Oklahoma and do what the Sooners did to Alabama in the bowl game, and that's try to spread them out, confuse them a bit. They don't have the same personnel that Oklahoma does, but they've got to protect Clint Trickett. If he's on the ground, if he's on his back the entire game, they're in trouble. They've got to get on the perimeter. They can't stand there and slug with you in the trenches. You see Charles Sims, he was a guy that did a lot for them last year. He's gone. Dreamer Smith will be their go-to back. Will he be able to do what Sims did? We don't know. Spread them out. Take advantage of matchups on the perimeter because you can't slug it out with Alabama. That's what West Virginia's going to try to do. They know they can't line up and run right at him. They got to go around him. Hopefully they have some luck doing it.
Bama loses guys, always replenishes. You'd have to imagine the tempo will be Dana Holgerson's friend coming up on Saturday. Chris Stewart, looking forward to seeing you throughout the season. We're actually doing an SEC over-under segment. We've got Bama winning 10.5 games. What do you say, over-under?
I would say over.
I have to find out. Well, you have to watch the segment to figure out what Ray and Pete have to say. So check it out on CampusInsiders.com.